So I didn't grow up in a Christian household, and we really only ever went to church when it was like special holidays like Christmas and Easter. And I always kind of wondered what like he was like when people always talked about him and like how amazing he was. I never really knew because that just wasn't like something we talked about in our house. And then when we moved out here, when I was 8 years old, I met this girl and she invited me to her youth group, and I listened to Dan talk about about this guy, and he sounded like this person that I really wanted to get to know. And I think I just felt this like utter peace of calm in myself when I was listening to Dan talk, and I started to come back, and eventually I convinced my parents to come to church with me on Sunday. And then I just kept like wanting to learn more and more and more, and I just kind of fell in love with it. And then I met Bella, and Bella has really just been like a really big, important piece in my life because she has really just helped and guided me through and just like been with me every step. I think my life has really changed in like the way I feel or the way I talk, because a lot of people my age, they talk like they're like to gossip and talk down on others, and I don't like that. I don't like to put others down. I think that he has just like changed my point of view on life for the better, and just like really helped me understand stuff from like a deeper point, and just like really look at situations from a different point of view, and never just to judge a book by its cover, and to just maybe look past that and be like, okay, well maybe there's something going on, and like they just to like really just like look at it from a different point of view. I wanted to be baptized because it had been on my mind for such a long time, and like I always saw people doing it, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe like one day once I feel like ready and once I learn more and stuff. But one Sunday I was like sitting in church, and it had really been on my mind that day, and the thought popped into my brain like, okay, like maybe it's time for me to like ask Dan about it. And so I did, and it just like, after I did it, I felt this extreme like peace that I was doing like the right thing. My name is Madalyn, and this is my story of new life.
Hey everyone, I'm here with Madalyn, who it's just been such a privilege to see over the last number of years. This 8-year-old girl who rolled in to our youth ministry for the first time, growing into this young leader in our church and our community. And so I'm here with Bella, who's the youth leader she mentioned in her story, and we're really excited today to baptize Madalyn. So Madalyn, I have a couple of questions for you. Number one, do you admit that you are a sinner and that sin separates you from God? And do you believe that Jesus came and lived and died and rose again, that through his sacrifice you can be reunited to God? And do you commit by your baptism today that you're going to follow Jesus with all that you have and all that you are until he returns and calls you home? And it is our great privilege today to baptize you in the name of the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit.